Hey, okay, so, hi guys, how are you doing? Happy Sunday. Spirit actually just made me go to church, which is kind of funny. It was really cool though. I met a lot of cool people. Uh, yeah, it was nice. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about a couple things. I think I'm gonna actually make two videos, but for this one, I just wanted to make a video about uh, kind of cross media too, because it's sort of related to that One Piece material I've been making. Because I don't know if any of you are One Piece watchers that ended up stumbling upon this video because I put it in the title. But the voice of all things is essentially a parallel I think that Oda makes between spiritual knowledge and just the world, and you can take that where it may with that story. But uh, otherwise known as just hearing, the voice of truth, the voice of reason, the voice of God, essentially, right? And I just wanted to talk a little bit about how I do it, right? And how I get most of my spiritual knowledge, spiritual downloads. I mean, it does come down to intuition, which is like it's only gonna make sense to you, and it's because it's only supposed to make sense to you, right? Most of the messages that you're going to get, and so a lot of them, you'll hear people talking about hearing a voice, and it's in their head. I don't know if that's how everybody. I mean, I'm sure there's some people that actually like genuinely hear voices, which is a cool skill. I wish I'd unlocked, but we'll see. We'll find out one day maybe. But for right now, the way that I do it, very earth down and connected, is through the world, and what I call it is sort of connecting threads, essentially. So as I go out into the world and I experience things, just because of the way that the world is, everything is so um, paralleled. There's parallels in everything. There's metaphors in everything. There's interpretive meaning in everything. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, if you go out into the world and you see something, uh, it could have greater meaning for you because of where you are in that moment and the placement of that time segment, essentially, in your path. You know, a rose or something is going to mean something very different to a couple that's in love as they walk down the street than perhaps an old widower, as he walks down the street, you know. And it could mean very different things to both of them, but it's a message all the same if it's taken, essentially, right? uh, yeah, so most of the time I'll go through life and I'll see signs, I'll see words, that's just kind of goes along with the conversation that I've been having in my head, essentially. uh, if I stood in meditation and I asked something, right? And it's the pattern recognition of our brains, if you want to think about it scientifically, and like all, that sort of manner. And you can call it your own wisdom if you really like, but as you come to figure out our interconnection, you might end up understanding. uh, it's quite likely not yours, but quite likely all of ours, I should say. Or, in better words, the ones, or God's, or source, or spirit, or Allah, or whatever you want to call them. We'll call it the universe. You feel, well, not even, who knows what's beyond the universe, right? But all of it, the one, everything that there is, that's that's the voice of it. So yeah, uh, if you read signs and they mean something to you in the continuing conversation, if you ask something in meditation and you say, "Hey, um, I want to find a park or something," just because you want to find a park, and then you see a sign that says this way, or one way, or no going back, or something like that, we'll keep going. that's, I mean, that's essentially the gist of it, right? Is if you start paying attention after you ask for things, or you start paying attention. Yeah, really. I mean, it comes with asking, because I mean, what are you gonna? Or maybe you have a thought. Maybe something happens, and you're like, "Oh man, I hope that doesn't happen to me." And then you coincidentally see something that's quite similar and close to your life, and then maybe you understand that as some sort of like warning, or like some guidance that like, hey, maybe something's gonna happen. But I don't. Most of the time with like, I don't really think that you get warnings from spirit. I don't think that you do that. I think that you get guidance, right? So like, if cool stuff's gonna happen, uh, they'll show you how. They'll show you how. It's because you asked for it. I, I mean, the way that manifestation works in general, you can ask for anything, right? And it'll all come true. So you can ask for bad stuff, even when you're unconsciously trying to ask for bad stuff, because the world has made you a certain way. Old patterns in your mind. Doesn't matter. You can get those too. But I mean, I guess you can hear messages about them too. But yeah, just know that that's all up to you. So don't think that. I mean, ask about it. If you see something like that and it worries you, then be like, hey, what am I supposed to do about this? And then follow the threads. Follow the threads. And I'm not saying that it'll get answered immediately. That's why I call it threads. Just like, uh, a thread on Reddit or a thread on Twitter or YouTube or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You'll keep getting messages that make sense to it. Like, say you want to know about all the wild stuff that's been going on with aliens and all that lately. Well, maybe you start paying attention to that, and then small messages that you get throughout the day, like kid shows that have an alien in it, or maybe somebody mentions aliens to you in relation to something else, and that adds on to your threads. Then whenever that secondary thing gets mentioned, it might connect back to all the talk, ideas like that. So I hope that you guys understood what I'm saying here, which is mostly just looking for patterns. But you don't generally have to look for patterns, you just have to experience, because everything that you need will be put right in front of you if you ask. So good luck and have fun. I'll make another video soon, which is something very near and dear to my heart. It's something I struggle with. But we'll get to that when we get to that. All right, take care, everybody. I love you. Bye-bye.